Hello everybody, thank you for clicking on this video. I'm going to talk to you about magic today. You should know me as Volkadil if you followed my channel for a while, or Hemsley if, I don't know, you know me from actual magic. For those of you who don't know who I am absolutely no one. The only thing I've really done magic-wise is a couple of Let's Plays, which I've done really badly in. I attended a Proto Qualifier, and out of about 280 people, I finished about 250th. It was modern, I hadn't been playing that long, and I just ran a deck of Relentless Rats. I got 1 round win out of, I think, 8. So yeah, you may know me from my show Hit Miss Sketches, or what was Crazy Races, what this channel originally was, but yeah, I'm afraid there's nothing funny today, we're just talking magic. I am an organiser for my own local store, called Games of War. Check that place out if you hear anything today that, I don't know, gives you an interest in magic. Just come on down, I'll set you up with some cards, give you a taster session if you like it to start playing. I'll put some details in the description of this video. Right, so the current block, Ravnica, return to Ravnica. Now, as I say, I'm a relatively new player. I didn't play back in the original Ravnica block. So this whole, what is it? Like looking back into having all that wonderful memories. Nostalgia, that's the one. There was none of that for me. This was a new set for me. I didn't know what the guilds were, I didn't know what they did, anything like that. So anyway, I started drafting, did a couple of sealed events, but after drafting a while, started to get bored. I mean, there's 5 guilds, you do the 5 guilds once or twice, that's it, you're done. There's nothing else really you can do. Maybe put a bit of Azorius into Selesnya, but I mean, what else is there to do? You can't really leave the guilds that much, or you're just on a back foot straight away. So eventually, after a too long a wait, I must admit, I think, Gatecrash came out, and it was new, it was exciting, and there was just 5 more guilds, so that got boring quick. Saying that, I am still drafting Gatecrash, I'm still doing sealed events, not as often as when it first came out, but yeah. But now, our 2 expansion symbols combine, and we get Dragon's Maze. Now, I'm super excited for Dragon's Maze. This is the first pre-release my store's getting to do. We weren't at the core level status before, so we didn't have access to the pre-releases or games days or anything like that. Now we do. First pre-release, I'm super hyped for it. So the full spoiler list has been revealed now. Now I'm not going to talk about all the new cards, because there's other podcasts out there. There's limited resources, there's MTG Daily, you can read up on that. And I'm sure you all know if you're listening to this anyway. So the full spoiler's been revealed. So what I'm going to talk about is what guild are you going to go for. So the way I'm going to do this is I'm going to look at the first 5, the 5 that were released in Ravnica, and then I'm just going to compare them to what the possible pairings are for the 5 with Gatecrash. So obviously you can backtrack that as well. So if you would say pick one from Gatecrash, you can see how it would pair with one of the guilds in Ravnica. So I'm going to start off with Selesnya. First of all, sorry. A friend was saying to me, I was talking to him, and he said, "Oh, I just don't know what guild to go for." He's like, he's stuck between the 3. Does he want to go Boros, the red-white, Selesnya, green-white, or Gruul, green-red? He's like, I just don't know what. And I thought of it, hang on, think of this statistically. You definitely want those 3, and it's one of those 3 that you want. Go Selesnya. Maybe Selesnya is not your favourite out of the 3. But if you go Selesnya, your possible secret allied guild is going to be either Boros, Gruul, Simic, or not Dimir. Wow, wish I'd wrote that down. Yeah, Dimir. No, not Dimir. Orzhov. That's the one, Orzhov. So, yeah, Boros, Gruul, Orzhov, or Simic. So you've got a 1 in 2 chance there that you're going to get one of the other ones. So I don't know, if you're going in and you're not sure what guild you want to go for, maybe try and think of it like that. Maybe you'll be able to work something out. I mean, it might not work out like that, because the way it's going to go is you're going to go into your pre-release event, and this is how they're working all over the country. I mean, not even the country, the world even. Some of them are going to be 2-headed giant events, some of them are just singles. You're going to come in and you're going to say, I want to play as X guild. You pick one of the 10, any one, your favourite one. Doesn't have to be the one I'm playing with Walker Points, could be any. And then what you're going to do is you're going to get a box, and in that box is a 15 card booster pack of your guild. Just guild specific cards. You get 4 Dragon Maze booster packs. That's the brand new set. You get new cards before they even come out here. But you also get a secret guild. Now the secret guild shares a colour with your guild, but it's from the opposite set. So if you pick, say, Selesnya, which was Return to Ravnica, you're getting a secret guild from the opposite block, Gatecrash. So, I presume most of you who are listening to this know that, but just in case you didn't know. Right, so now I'm going to break through the different guilds, and just, I don't know, give you a bit of a head up, maybe approach it a different way from what you thought, because a lot of you, if you know what you're doing and you're focused on it, you might not step back a second and see it from a different point of view. I mean, if you've seen my videos, I'm completely insane. If you've watched my Magic Online videos, you'll know I've got nothing. Like, I'll go in with a plan, but the second I see a shiny card, woof, I've got that one. Or it's like, I'll see Lifelink, and I'm like, yes, I have to have Lifelink, so I'm obsessed with Lifelink. And, I mean, Mana Curve just ends up not looking like a curve. It looks, I don't know, someone bouncing on a trampoline. Okay, so let's start with Selesnya. So, as I said, Gruul. Now, Selesnya had the populate mechanic, which was you get extra tokens when you had to populate. You'd pick a token you've got, and you'd get another one of those tokens. Most commonly was the 3/3 Centaur, the 2/2 Knight, or the 1/1 Bird. So with Gruul, imagine Gruul. That's your secret guild if you get Selesnya. I'm not saying it is. There's a chance it could be any of the others. But if you get Gruul, you've got all these creatures you've just populated, so you've got better board position than your opponent. Your opponent can block a couple of them, bow, overrun with the guys that don't block. Your opponent's not going to be able to stop that. It's going to be absolutely insane. You've also got Boros. Boros is a possibility for Selesnya. Now, when you've got your Boros, they've got Battalion. Sorry for that pause there. I was just looking at some of my notes I'd made. I made a huge error in the write-up there. With Boros, you've got the Battalion. When this guy and two others attack, at least two others attack, something happens. It gives them flying, gives them +2/+2, gives target creature not block his turn or whatever. With your populate, you're just going to get those creatures even faster. So you're going to be able to trigger your Battalion mechanic straight away. And that was always the key with Boros. I mean, it was arguably one of the better guilds from Gatecrash. The way to beat it was just keep them on 2 or fewer guys. If they couldn't attack, they couldn't get the Battalion going. But with Selesnya, with populate, you're going to have a few 3/3 Centaurs kicking around if it's Selesnya as I know it. We've also got Orzhov. So, I mean, Orzhov will do what Orzhov does. It makes you last longer. It'll give you life while taking it off the opponent. I'm not sure how good of a match that's going to be with Selesnya. I haven't really looked at the spoilers myself yet. I mean, I've seen a fair few kicking around, but I haven't gone through. I know the full set releases out now. You can look at every single card that's coming out, but I haven't quite looked at them yet. So I don't know if there is some nice little neat mechanic that can pair up there. I don't know. Leave an answer in the comments if you found something you want to try. So then we've got Selesnya and Simic. Now, Simic's got Evolve. Evolves whenever a creature comes into a battlefield with higher power or toughness. Put a 1/1 counter on this guy with Evolve. Right. Selesnya is going to be constantly bringing in 3/3 guys. You're going to have your Evolve guys getting big, and not just big, you're going to get big fast. And that's going to be really important. Now, there's Cloudfin Raptor. Arguably one of my favourite cards in common, a common card right now. He's a 0/1 flyer with Evolve for a single blue. Sounds nothing, but the Evolve, he just gets bigger and bigger and bigger. Your opponent will be like, nah, he's a 0/1, I'll just leave it. And then before you know it, bow, you've got a 3/4 out there flying. And it's just like, I can't take that out. Because there's not that much flying removal. I mean, yeah, there's a bit, but there's not loads. So, and also, there's a lassie, I can't remember what she's called now, I should really have found the name for you. She's a Selesnya lass. When she enters the battlefield, she brings in the 1/1 Bird, the 2/2 Knight, and the 3/3 Centaur. She comes in, that's going to trigger Cloudfin Raptor. The 1/1 then won't, but the 2/2 and the 3/3 will. You played one card, and you've just triggered Cloudfin Raptor's Evolve 3 times. Wow. What's not to like about that? I mean, you've got to hope you get that combo out. If you're playing Simic, you've got to hope you get the Cloudfin Raptor, and if you get Selesnya, you've got to hope you get that lassie, but, I mean, wow. So anyway, that's Selesnya. We've got Rakdos as well. So the first one that came to mind with Rakdos for me was Boros. Is there anything faster than Rakdos with Boros? Will the opponent get a chance to do anything? I mean, Rakdos, you come out and it's like, unleash, the bigger, they can't block, who cares, I don't need to block, I can just attack you. Boros, you're going to get your Battalion triggers going, because they're all cheap creatures. the opponent's not going to do anything. It's going to be like turn 4 and it's like, I've just swung for lethal. Do you get to react if you're playing against that? I think if you can, you've had a lucky draw or a lucky opening hand. I'm looking forward to see how that turns out. Also on the red side is Gruul. And again, Blood Rush. You've got your fast, unleashed guys from Rakdos. Swing, the opponent's like, well, it's turn 2, I don't really want to block, it's a 3/3 or whatever unleashed. And then you're like, kapow! He's Blood Rushed, he's now 6, and that's turn 2/3. What? How can you react to that? You're going to have to just chump block and just try and hope you draw something nice? I don't see it happening. Orzhov, on the black side, I don't know. Orzhov's the long game, Rakdos is the short game. I always said with Rakdos, if you need to block with Rakdos, you've lost. You're not playing right if you're having to block with Rakdos. Or maybe the game just isn't going your way. So I'm not sure. It'll give you a bit more life. It'll chip little bits of life off the opponent, but I don't know how well they'll interact. It's a long game versus a short game. Got Dimir as well, right. Dimir's cards, I mean the Cypher was brilliant, but they're expensive. Are the expensive Cypher cards pairing with quick guys a good idea? I mean, you don't get to pick. If you say I'm Rakdos, you just can't say, oh, but I don't want the Dimir side. If Dimir's the one that's in your box, you're playing Dimir. You don't necessarily have to play the Dimir. With the Secret Allies, you don't have to run the both guilds. I should have pointed this out. You can just run the Rakdos side. You aren't meant to, but if you looked at the Rakdos and you didn't like the Rakdos cards, you could run the Secret Guild that you got with the box if you prefer those cards. Your points will still count towards your guild rather than the one you're actually playing, but yeah, I digress. So yeah, I'm not sure if Dimir will work with Rakdos. Again, it's going to be a very interesting Saturday and Sunday. This weekend is going to be fantastic. Okay, so moving on to the next Ravnica guild, we had Golgari. That's the green-black guys with Scavenge, which was some creatures had Scavenge, and when they're in the graveyard, you can pay the Scavenge cost. It's a bit more than the summoning cost, but what you do is you exile it from your graveyard, and whatever its power and toughness was, whatever its power was, you can put that many 1/1 counters on target creatures still on the battlefield. That was an interesting mechanic. It was a bit slow, but once you got rolling, you were quite hard to stop. So with Gruul, the long game could be impressive, because you've got big Gruul guys, if you were just holding out for the mana, or even if you were just using them as Blood Rush, you're going to have a lot of big 1/1 guys, like big guys with 1/1 counters on them. And you can just Blood Rush the one that's not blocked, or even the one that you didn't put the 1/1 counters on. Your opponent's like, well, I can take that too, I've got to block the 2 7/7s or whatever. You Blood Rush, say, a +9/+9 on your 1/1 or your 2/2, and wow, that could be lethal damage just getting through there. Your opponent's just not going to know what to do in that one. Orzhov, that's another possible pair for Golgari. He's going to keep you alive for longer. This is possibly the best pair, I think, for Orzhov, because you're wanting to get your big guy, your guys out, get them killed or discard them, whatever it is, and then get your 1/1 Scavengy on them. Orzhov's going to keep you alive by Extort. You're going to gain a lot of 1 bits of life every time you cast a spell. What else we got? We got Dimir. You might tell by now I'm not really a Dimir fan. I mean, it didn't work. It sounded cool, but in limited, you sometimes got lucky in mill, but you need to be dedicated to the mill. And if you were just playing to play, it wasn't that good. I mean, at my store, I think it's possibly the most popular, but I just don't see it. I mean, yes, it was cool getting 3 ciphers on, say, a Tormented Soul or whatever, but we're not going to have Tormented Souls. Granted, you've got the rogue guy that can't be blocked except by other rogues. It felt good, but then it felt super bad when they just destroyed him, and it's like, wow, you just took out 4 of my awesome cards in one spell. The 4-for-1, yeah, that's not cool. So, I'm not sure. I'm not saying don't pick Dimir, but if I was to play, it wouldn't be on my list of guilds I would want to play. I don't know. Anyway, Simic. Simic's the other one. Right, Simic, wow. You get 1/1 counters for Evolve. You get, from Golgari, you get 1/1 counters from Scavenge. If you get that pairing, how many 1/1 counter boxes are you going to need to buy here? are you going to have enough? I mean, there's just going to be 1/1 counters everywhere. And just think, guys, that's going to be one big cloudfin raptor in the air right there. Yeah, you see that? Yeah, wow. That's tempting. Golgarian Simic. Ooh, yes, right. Anyway, is it? When we were playing Return to Ravnica, is it was me least looking forward. I didn't look forward to playing Is it, and there was a couple of times I thought, yeah, okay, let's give Is it a try, and the deck never worked for us. I mean, Good to Snipe was fantastic, but no, I prefer not so much aggro, but just creature base rather than just sitting controlling. So right, anyway, Is it could be paired with Boros, which yeah, it gives you a bit of control while hitting them fast. It'll stop the blocks, but do you really need that with Boros? You just need to be hitting fast before they get the guys out to block. But yeah, same with Gruul. It will stop them from being able to block you, and you get big hits in with your Blood Rush. So I can see more so on the side of Is it Gruul than Is it Boros, but Is it with Simic? You get that's going to be a slow game. I think if that's the pairings, I think you might be hitting the 50-minute mark on your matches. It's going to be a slow game, but you're going to get big guys out by the end of that. Big guys. And with Dimir, yeah, Dimir. Anyway, with Azorius then, moving on, I think I'm just going to skip Dimir from now on. It's not a bad guild, it's just, it doesn't work as well as I want it to work. So, Azorius. Boros and Gruul are going to be pretty much the same as it was with Is it. You're going to get control through detaining with the Azorius, and just going to get either big hits or a lot of small hits. With Azorius as well, there was an awful lot of flyers, with it being blue-white. Blood rushing your flyers, because they can't block the flyers. The chances are they can't block the flyers. That could be a winning tactic right there. Okay, so Azorius and Dimir. Right. Cypher the flyers. I know Cypher isn't cheap, but if it's even just they can't untap, if it's draw cards, you could be drawing a lot of cards there. Is it Sphinx's Revelation? Where you pay, so white double blue or blue double white and X, and you draw X cards and gain X life. And then you could be drawing cards as well from ciphers. You could be getting a lot of cards there, and that could be your mechanic for winning. Get all your cards, well, not all your cards out, obviously you don't want to mill yourself, but yeah. And then Azorius and Simic. I don't know what to think about these. I was typing my show notes up, and what can I say about Azorius and Simic together? I mean, you're going to get the Detain working with the bit of Evolve, so you guys are going to get through, but I think that's an average rather than being good. I mean, there's somewhere I've gone through and I'm just like, no, that's not going to work. I'm trying to think of one. Yeah, Ragdos and Dimir. That's just not going to work. The quick guys with slow spells, no. And there's awesome ones where it's just to stay with Ragdos and Boros. It's just going to be super fast. That's a good side. Ragdos Dimir is a bad side, in my opinion. Azorius Simic, I think it's about in the middle. If you play them, in averagely, I don't want to say, I think my swords were in 5 or 6 rounds. I think it's 6 rounds. If you're Azorius Simic, I'm going to have to find someone in the store and find out who is playing Azorius and put a little bit of Simic in there, or Simic with a little bit of Azorius in there. I expect them to go 3-3. I'm going to keep my eye open for that in the store if I remember. I'm going to have a busy day, I'm going to try and remember. So yeah, that's the pairings, or all the possible pairings. I mean, obviously I could go through now with, say, Boros and go through them all, but I've just said them all in each of the different guilds from Ravnica's section. My opinion, Ragdos or Selesnya is going to be the best. They've got the best possible pairings. So if it was me, I would go in. I prefer Selesnya to Ragdos, or at least I did when I was drafting Return to Ravnica. So, man, I'm not sure. I am looking forward to this. I'm really looking forward to this, seeing how it turns out. Watch, all my information's just completely wrong here. Oh, there was something I pointed out as well. Something got pointed out to me. Zerta Druid. I think she's green red to bring in. She's a human druid. You can tap her for I think it's for a gruel mana, and whenever she taps 4 mana, she can deal 1 damage to, I think it's either target creature, target player. Wow, is that powerful? I mean, it doesn't sound like much, but even if you've got nothing to cast, you're gonna tap her for the mana just to deal the 1 damage. Which I think, I mean, I haven't checked all the spoilers, but I hope there's an enchantment in there. I don't know what they'd call it. I think it would have to be blue-red because it fits Izzet more, and it's going to have to be, as long as this enchantment's in play, mana burn exists again. Just to make this a bit fairer, you know? Anyway, guys, I hope you've enjoyed this podcast. I don't know how long it's been. I'll have to try and do more videos more often. I haven't been doing videos for quite some time. So, I hope you've enjoyed this. Hope you found it useful. I hope you enjoy your pre-release games. If you've got any questions on Magic, get in touch. I'll leave my Magic the Gathering email in there, in the description as well. So, hope you found it useful, guys, and I'll catch you some other time.